Alright, today's lesson comes from page 94. This is 2.3D in your workbook. So again, page 94. Today we're going to talk about slope, looking at graphs and determining slopes, and how we're able to do that. So when we start off, first we look at letter A, and it says, do these graphs below have positive or negative slopes, and how do you know? Okay, so the easiest way I can do it, and I can explain it, is that I like to talk about a stick guy. So I put a stick guy on the left side of the line. Okay, the stick guy always has to go on the left side, not the right side. And then once the stick guy is on the left side of the line, you just think, if he walks that line, is he walking up or is he walking down? Pretend it's a hill. And in this case, he's got to walk down. So he's got to go walk down from left to right, which means that's a negative slope. He's going down. Okay? So positive or negative, we're going to say it's a negative. And then letter B, we're going to put a stick guy on the left side of the line. And then for the stick guy moving left to right, you're going to notice that he's going to have to walk uphill. And if he walks uphill, then it's a positive. Okay, it's a positive. So if he moves left to right, he has to go up this hill, and it's a positive slope. Okay, letter C, we look at this one here. I put my stick guy again on the left side of the line, and this line looks extremely steep, because if you walk that one, more like a mountain or something. But that is definitely a positive slope. Going left to right, he's got to go up, so it's a positive. And then, last one, letter D, left side of the line, stick guy is on there. He's got to move left to right, so he'll be walking down. Barely down, but it is still going down, so that's a negative slope. On letter C, it says, explain how you know whether a line of a graph has a positive or negative slope. Well, there's lots of different ways to explain. If you're looking from left to right, you can determine if it's going up or down, or you can simply just say, used the stick guy method. Just use the stick guy method. If you use the stick guy method, I know what you're talking about. Okay, number 2. If we go down to number 2, we're not going to worry about these directions right here about triangles or anything, but we want to determine this, rise over run. Now, slope, so slope equals rise over run. So when you see those words rise over run, that means slope. Okay? Now, to determine the slope, here's what we need to do. We need to pick 2 points. 2 points that go like in the corner of the box. They need to be like clearly on the corner of a box. They cannot be like halfway between or anything. So I know that this one here touches, so I'm going to choose this one. And if I keep looking, I see, it's kind of hard to tell, but I think this one down here goes to the corner of a line. Okay, a couple of these are close, but not quite. Now, if I'm determining my slope, I know that if I put a stick guy on the left side of that line, that first off, he's got to go downhill. Okay, so whatever my answer is, it has to be a negative. It's a negative slope. And then for me to calculate, here's what we do. We say, well, the rise, sometimes the rise is kind of deceptive, because rise can also mean fall. So it doesn't mean that it necessarily has to go up. It can also fall as well. And I'm going to take from the first point on the left side. So the first point on the left side, I need to go straight up or down. I need to move straight up or down to the level of the next point. And I see from this one, I actually have to count down 2 squares to get to the level of this next point. So I fell 2. And then I need to run. The run is your left to right movement. And to get to this point, you're going to have to run to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you run 5 spots over. So my slope, I would say, is negative 2/5. And I do need to check to see if it reduces. It does not reduce, so I leave it that way. Also, slope is the one of the few times that you do leave it as improper fractions if it happens to be that way. Okay, so we'll see a few where maybe we have an improper fraction. Okay, number 3. Again, I put my stick guy on the left side of the line, and I see he's going to have to walk uphill on this one. So if he has to walk uphill, it's definitely a positive slope. Okay, and now I need to pick 2 points. So maybe I choose this one right here that goes through the corner of a box, and then it looks like this one over here goes through the corner of a box. Okay, so first I do the rise. So I go to the left point and I think, what do I need to do to move up to the level of the next one? Well, I got to go up 2 spots. So I rise 2. And because I went up, it's a positive, so I don't need to put a plus in front. And then I need to run to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's a positive 5, so that 2/5. So here we have slopes that are the opposites. This was a negative going the other way. This one's a positive. Okay, look at number 3. Now, number 3 says, like here's our line over here. Okay, if I put my stick guy on the left side of that line, you think, well, how does he climb that? Or how does he walk that? You know, he can't walk that. So this is kind of a unique situation where if I pick 2 points, let's say I pick a point right here, and then I pick a point, let's say right here, it definitely goes through the corner of a box. The rise, so if this is my first point, you know, I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so my rise would be 5, and then my run. Well, I don't have to run any, I'm already there, so that's 0. Now, what happens if you take 5 divided by 0? Anytime 0 goes into anything like that, and you try to divide, it gives you an error message. Okay, so what we say, you know, you get like that kind of message, no solution, or what we call that as an undefined slope. Okay, so vertical lines are going to be undefined slopes. All right, number 4. So again, I'm going to put my stick guy on the left side of the line, and I see he's going to have to walk downhill. So I know it's a negative slope, so I'm going to come over here and put a negative, just waiting for it. Okay, now I pick 2 points that go through the corners of a box, and looks like there's a lot to choose from here, I think. Kind of hard to tell, but I'm going to choose this one. And then I'm going to say this one. Again, I know it's kind of hard to read. So I have to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I fell 4. And then from that point, I need to run over 1, 2, 3. So I run over 3. And here is that improper fraction we're talking about. I do want to double check, is it reduced? You know, if I got like negative 8 over 6, I would want to reduce it to negative 4 over 3. And you guys might get different answers in the beginning because maybe you pick a point up here and a point down there, and it's going to be really big numbers. But in the end, it should reduce all down to the same slope. Now, we do leave it as improper, okay? That is the one time that it's okay to leave fractions as improper is when we deal with slopes. Reduce it, but leave it as improper. Okay, we turn the page, and right now, I want you guys to go ahead and try to answer 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Go ahead and try those. Okay, for number 5, stick guy, left side of that line, and you're going to see that it moves down, obviously. And here we have over here, we got this M, okay? M stands for slope. Okay, and slope we know is rise over run. So now when you guys see this letter M, when we're talking about graphing, it definitely means slope. So instead of writing out slope, they're just going to use the letter M. All right, I'm going to pick a point right here, and looks like I can pick a point right there. Okay, so I see it has to go down 1, 2, 3. So it's a negative, so it's going down 3. And then from there, it runs over 1. So I get an answer of negative 3 over 1. In this case, when it's a whole number like that, it's okay to say negative 3 or negative 3 over 1 are both acceptable. Okay, number 6. So number 6, stick guy left side of that line, he's definitely got to go uphill, so I know it's going to be a positive answer. I'm going to choose this point right there. That's pretty easy to see. And then looks like this one right here. Okay, so I got to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over 1. So you went up 4 and over 1, so I can say 4 over 1 or 4. Either one's acceptable. Number 7. Stick guy, left side of that line, he's got to go downhill. So I know my answer has to be a negative. Okay, and then if I choose a point, it looks like this one goes right to the corner, and then maybe that one there as well. So you can go left to right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So my left point moving to the right point, you got to go straight down first. It's a negative 4, and then over 1. So you get a slope of negative 4 over 1 or negative 4. Either one is fine. Okay, number 8. Stick guy left side of that line, got to walk uphill. Put my point maybe there. And it looks like here's another one we can use. Okay, so to go from left to right point, I need to go straight up first. 1, 2, 3. So if you go up 3, then you got to run 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a slope of 3/4. And then number 9, let's see how you did. Stick guy left side line, he's got to walk downhill. Choose a couple points. I'm going to say choose this one. And it looks like I could choose that one right there. Okay, so he's got to fall 2. If he falls 2, it's negative. And he's got to run 1, 2, 3, 4. And runs over 4. So I get negative 2/4. Now, that one, you got to reduce that one. So negative 2/4 does reduce to negative 1/2. So we want to leave it as negative 1/2. Okay, number 10. Number 10 I didn't ask you to do because it's a little bit different. So we talked about vertical lines, but we haven't talked about horizontal lines. So if you put your stick guy on the left side of this line here, and just pick, or think, if he's moving left to right, how much does he have to go up? How much does he have to go down? Well, it's neither. He just walks straight across. So this line has no slope to it. It's got 0 slope attached to it. Okay, and we can prove that mathematically. We can pick, a couple points here. If I want to choose this one, goes through the corner, maybe this one here. I think, well, how much does he need to go up or down from this point to get to the level of this one? Well, that's 0. And then he runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 over 5, you can do this problem. 0 divided by any number is going to be 0. So in this case, we say that's got a 0 slope, okay? Just think, horizontal lines have 0 slope, whereas undefined are vertical. Okay, just remember those two. And that is it for today.